Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at some batteries. It's the good stuff, gotta have it. Alright, and if you want to help the channel in any way and get you some cool stuff, check out my merch store. You got coffee cups, got these hoodies that are so soft. The weather's getting cold and I know you want to stay warm. Alright, so I've watched YouTube videos, I've done some speed running, and I've seen a lot of talk on this battery versus this battery. There's a lot of hate towards like the factory smart batteries versus aftermarket batteries. So today I just want to take a look and see, are these worth the money, the premium that you pay for them versus the aftermarket? Is this a better way to go versus this? Now, I don't have a scientific way of testing to see if the C ratings, like this is rated at 25C, 50, this is rated at 100, this is rated at 100. I don't have a way of testing the milliamp hours. So my means of testing is going to be, we're going to throw these three batteries here, because this is not a 4S. I don't have a 4S Spectrum, unfortunately. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these three, and we're going to do an 8S setup. So I have two Gens Ace, two of the Z, two Traxxas. We're going to put them in my ARRMA Outcast, and we're going to run it, do a speed run, and see if any of these batteries have different speed capabilities. Now, honestly, too, the Traxxas is going to be a little bit of a disadvantage because I'm going to have to run it through an adapter, a Traxxas to an IC5 to make it work. So that's probably going to add a little bit more resistance to the Traxxas, but I don't think it probably shouldn't be too drastic of a difference. Now, basically a lot of people hate these because they're more money and they think that, these companies have you locked in and the batteries aren't that good. I kind of disagree. I think the batteries are good. I really like the way the Spectrum has a built-in circuitry where it'll discharge the battery automatically, so it kind of protects itself. Traxxas doesn't have that, but you do have these built-in balance leads or telemetry leads built in, so you can see like your voltages through your remote and stuff like that. Now granted, it'll usually work with these as well, but you do get more information like battery temps and stuff like that through these. And then these use the smart chargers, plug it in and go. And I know that's where a lot of hate goes. People want to be difficult. Oh, I like to plug it in and program my stuff. These batteries are for people that don't know how to, come on, man. Using a charger is not that hard. Your information's right here. Plug it in and go. Just tell it what it is. It's a 4S pack, how many volts, how fast you want to charge it. Like here's got a 25 amp, this 3C, whatever. Are you driving a stick shift? I'm pretty sure anybody saying that's not driving a stick shift, they're not changing gears manually because they don't want a computer to tell them where to change gears. So you're probably driving an automatic and the car's telling you when to shift, right? So what do you care if you plug in the battery and it senses what the battery's doing through here and turns it off? Like, you just feel like you're so much more sophisticated because, oh, I programmed it in. This can lead to mistakes, errors, overcharging, damaging the batteries, or even worse, burning your house down. So I don't get the hate for the smart technology. I really don't. I don't get the hate for smart batteries or the chargers. I don't get it. Plus, this is just a cleaner setup. This is simple. I'm pretty sure anybody that's run these for a while at some point in time has lost the lead out of the car and got it snagged and damaged. This is just something else to get dirty, something else to maintain. And I don't like it. It's such a pain to plug this in and then try to fish this and plug it into the little balance port. Because look, these things are not the damn same lengths. It makes it a real freaking hassle. It might be something if they were close together and you could do that, but this is such a heavy wire that when you go to plug it in, it does like that, or I've plugged that in, go like that, and then it unplugs. So I really hate having these things here. I would much rather have this. Now, it does come down the cost. These are definitely cheaper than the factory. So, like I said, I don't have a Spectrum 4S, and I wasn't going to buy one for this test. Sorry, but the closest thing I could find online to what these would be is a 6,800 milliamp hour 120C battery, which would have been $149.99. So for me to do a test would have been $300. So we're not going to do that. Now the Traxxas comes in pretty close at $139.50, which you got 6,700 milliamp hour, and this is the baby pack, the smallest out of any of them, at 25C with the 50C burst. And now see, there's a, you know, I've seen videos, and there is some of these batteries are so cheap, and you can't believe, like the Z. Is this thing truly 100C for the price? This battery comes in at 6730. It comes in a 2-pack, so you will pay, I think it was $134.60 for a pair. So you get 2 of these for $134, which is cheaper than one Traxxas, definitely cheaper than this. So is this going to be a good battery? Is it going to perform? So that's why we're going to do a speed test and see if this battery can power the car. Like I said, I can't test milliamp hours in the speed test or the C ratings. All I can do is just see if these batteries can power a car full speed ahead. Next up is Gen's Ace, very well-known battery. This one here, a 8,000 milliamp hour 100C is, where's my note here? So this is a 60C continuous 100C burst, and this comes in at $106.99. So not quite as expensive as the other ones. It is, you know, pretty good bargain compared to these. But this one here is super cheap, and I'm really curious to see, is the super cheap economy battery going to perform anywhere near as good as any of these others? So I'm going to charge these up, get them to 100%. We're going to take my ARRMA Outcast out, and we're going to do a run. I'm going to go up the street, come down the street, and see what the speed is and see if the batteries have any impact on it. Like I said, I do wish I had a battery, but it's kind of like the price is the reason that I went this route with these. These are all 4-cell, so we're doing a test. We're going to have 2 of each, so we're running the test as an 8S. So let's go ahead and charge these up, and I'll see you out at the course. Okay, so we got the RC Guy Garage little GPS holder here. There we go. Now see, my only problem is these Traxxas batteries are way too long. But we'll make do with it. I'm going to run it like this without a body, because this clip body is such a pain to get on and off. Start. Now see, these batteries are rated at 25C, and then people give them a hard time, but look. That's why we're doing this test. So let's see here. Let's turn this off. All right, stop. Read 50 miles an hour with the Traxxas. Okay. Speed 0. So we're going to track. Start. Okay. These are the Gen's Ace. Gotta admit, that's the nice thing about speed running an off-road car, because if that was the Vendetta or something, it probably would have flipped and wrecked. Let's do a test, see. Yeah, I would say these feel punchier than the Traxxas. It's definitely wanting to pick the front end up more. Look, it's like trying to bring it up and over. So, alright, maybe there's something to it. I feel like these batteries are a little punchier. Alright, stop. Read 53. Oh, so maybe there's some truth. I guess there's truth to the battery. So now the real test is going to be when we go to the cheapest batteries here, the Z's. It's kind of mostly the point of this thing. Are the cheap batteries as good as the brand names? And are the brand names junk like they say? But honestly, I mean, so far you got to give Traxxas only rates it at 25C, so I don't feel like there's any misinformation there. Hopefully, start, stop, read 0. Okay, so now we're starting it. These are the Z's, so let's see how they do. Alright, let's test the punchiness of them. Oh, they seem to kick pretty good. I feel that's kind of like on power with the Traxxas, the way it's just trying to carry the wheelie. But we will see here in a second when we get the... See, like now it's not even trying to carry the wheelie. See, at speed, I think the Gen's Ace is probably the strongest of the batteries. Because look, I think even the Traxxas was trying to do wheelies at that speed. So let's see what the these batteries got. Stop. Read 50, on par with the Traxxas. So there you have it. So there you have it. There's the test. The Gen's Ace came out ahead, and on my little test drive there, I really feel like this thing was pushing the power. I think the 100C is probably honest. I think the 100C rating on the Z is probably too high. I feel like this battery is right along the lines of the Traxxas. Now that being said, time will tell how well this thing is going to hold up. I do have a Z battery that is a nickel metal hydride, and it did seem, I mean, they seem to perform pretty well. I've had them for a while. I use them in my Tamiyas, and they seem fine. So I think, you know, personally, if you're on a budget and you don't really care about the telemetry or the smart charging, or actually I guess if you have a Traxxas, you're kind of stuck. That is the one thing with this connector here, you're almost stuck buying this unless you feel like soldering connectors or using adapters, or just converting both. Cut the connectors off and then run some EC5 connectors. You always have that option, but you lose your telemetry if that's a thing. But for the price, it's hard to beat this. But if you want performance, it obviously shows that the Gen's Ace does put out more power. We did get more mile per hour. The vehicle seemed punchier with this, which is really shocking because this in the X-Max really seems, it is a punchy battery in the X-Max, but I think that it was probably designed, of course it was designed for this battery, so it was designed for this burst, so I think it was geared and all that to feel punchy with that, which is why it's probably good to use this in a different vehicle. But there you have it. I'm not here to promote one brand over the other. You can make the decision. If you don't like smart charging, go with one of these two. Wow. Stuff gets loud. These acorns hitting, man. It's like little gunshots. But I do like the simplicity of the smart charge systems. I do like that. I do wish Traxxas, because even if you try to make these connectors, it's hard to solder. So, yeah, Traxxas is more in line with trying to keep you into their brand with their stuff. But like I said, you can snip this. I actually ran this in my first ARRMA, my felony. I actually cut the IC5 connectors out and soldered some Traxxas connectors in there, and I was using this in my felony for a while before I got these. That's the reason I got these, because I figured I had the felony that could use them, and now that I had the Outcast, and then I was speed running my Vendetta, and I was using 4S. So, all right, like I said, I'm not here to promote one over the other. I own them all, so but there you have it. Honest look, the best I can. So Gen 8's definitely added more mile per hour. These two were about the same, even though this is only rated at 50C, 25C sustain. This thing's rated at 100C. I think that's just a little overrated, but for the money, I think it is definitely a good value. Hope you found this informative, enjoyed the video. Keep the comments positive. Let's not go crazy about batteries and chargers and blah blah. All right, so this was just a look to see if one battery can make a car go faster than the other. All right, appreciate you watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.